welcome to today's session. As you can see in the title, it's all about AI and Power BI and Power Automate. So our special person in the house, it's our own person anyway, but by now you know that he has a knack for trying to combine many tools to allow us to think outside of the box. So today's topic is something I know that is a pattern for him. And today we are combining Power BI and Power Automate. And I think Python too, Shay. I saw it.
Yeah, Python with you.
Right. So let me move on to quickly. So our special sponsor for this edition and I think even future edition is Enterprise DNA. And Enterprise DNA, it's all about empowering Power BI users. So they have a whole lot of resources. I'm going to quickly just share the membership link, grab that now, share for you to be able to connect with them, look them up, and if you are one of the lucky winners today, well, there's only one winner. If you're the lucky winner for today, then you'll get a premium access. Okay. So Enterprise DNA allows you to have access to Learning Center, Accelerator. There's a challenge going on, which let me see if I can also share access to the challenge. Power BI challenge. Okay, I'll grab the link once the session is on and share. And then, so also too, we are one of the main sponsors, and we want you to know that we run trainings on Microsoft Excel, on Power BI, on financial modeling. You can always also reach us to, let me grab for you our link. You can always reach us for your training needs. Quickly do that. Your fees page. So let's go now to introducing our speaker, our presenter for today's session. So our presenter today is, before I even go into that, you will see the trainings we have lined up once you go on the website. So we have for October, Excel, Power BI, Big Data Analysis. So please sign up if you know you need one of these trainings. So our speaker is Temidayo Omoniyi. He's a Microsoft Certified Data Analyst, Associate MCDA. He's also a Microsoft Certified Trainer who is passionate about sharing knowledge. That we can all attest to. He always thinking creatively. That's when I give it to him. His topics are always unusual, and today's one is one of such. And then people always get to learn something like very, very different from what most people share, because he tries to think of very creative ways you can combine even the things you think you know. So he writes codes, he's big on automation. And he says he's also big on DC Comics, and he's a fan of Man U. I hope those who are not fan of Man U will now not say I'm not doing this session. So, Temidayo, over to you. You can connect with him on LinkedIn, just type his full name. He's also on Twitter, and he's also on GitHub, same handle, the same username, Kido, that's double D and Jazz. Kido Jazz, double D, double Z. Okay, so over to you.
Okay, Michael, thank you very much. So I'll start sharing my screen now. So I didn't want to do too much of presentation, so because I have a lot to cover today. So just the title, Trigger AI-based model in Power BI using Power Automate. So actually, the main title before was Crazy Possibilities using Power BI, but I thought it really sound professional, so I just changed the title. But basically, what I was doing different possibilities using Power BI. So just crazy possibilities. So these are all the things we're going to be doing today. So the first thing, we're going to be creating a machine learning model using Python Anaconda. After creating the model, we're going to save the model. The next step, we're going to exporting the clean data to Microsoft SharePoint. After doing that, that's the next step. The third step will be connecting Microsoft SharePoint to Power BI. After we've done that, the fourth step will be creating a query in Power BI using Python. After we've done that, the last step will now be triggering your flow using Power Automate. That's triggering your ML flow. That's machine learning flow using Power Automate. So that's all the things we have lined up today. So I'll move at very, very fast speed today. So I'm going to share a link with everyone now to the material today. So I'm going to the chat now. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. My chat is not playing. Michael.
Yes.
Can I share? I don't know why my chat this is. I can't send message. Should I send chat to you on WhatsApp?
Okay, all right. Yes.
Okay, let me send to you on WhatsApp. Just sorry guys, 1 minute.
Okay.
I've sent the link.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to post it.
Okay. So for everyone that Michael is going to share the link now.
Done.
Okay, thank you very much. So please, everyone, try and because it's going to be like more of an interactive class. So everything I'm going to be doing today is already inside that link itself. So it's a folder. So I think it's 4 to 5 different files. We have the Python file, we have the Power BI file. We have so many files there. So just try and download everything so we can work together. I don't situation when I'm just doing. You guys are just looking at me. So let's start. Should I wait for you guys to download it or should we just move on?
Let's say we wait for them a bit.
Okay, let's just wait for them, guys. So because it's more of like an interactive class, so everyone's going to do it together. Okay, waiting. So when you open the link up, everyone. So for those that were not in the last class, so the last class I talked about exploratory data analysis using Python in Power BI. So all the steps from how to install how to work with Python in Power BI, how to do so many things in Power BI is already in that video. So maybe I will still share the link also again with Michael. For those that want to know, I can't start going back from the beginning again. So I'll share the link again, Michael. So it's just a YouTube link. So we covered the beginning section. So this is more like part 2 for what we did the last time. So this is just like continuation. We're building up on what we did the last time. So should I still give you 1 more minute before we can start? Michael, if you've downloaded the link, I can move on. Michael, have you downloaded it?
Okay, so I'm already also sharing to all the other platforms.
Okay. We're just doing more. This is just more of a this is a very simple model. We're not really doing anything complex today because of.
If you've downloaded it, please can you raise your hand so that we know how many people want to follow along? And
good evening. I'm following, but I'm actually in transit, so I might not be able to download it now. I just wanted to point that out.
Thanks for notifying us.
What about Toby Yusuf? Other people?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay, I think Jonathan, what about you? Jonathan?
Yes, I've downloaded it. I'm following what you.
Okay, so someone has downloaded, so let me just move along. So,
okay, yes, please.
Try and open, there's a file called Power BI for ML. It works with Python. So if you have like Python IDE or you have Jupyter or Spider or PyCharm, any IDE you use for Python, you just open it inside of it. So we'll just be moving along. So basically now in machine learning, there are different steps. So the first step in machine learning is basically collecting of data. So one of the libraries we use in collecting data are basically Python. So pandas. So pandas basically just deals with data manipulation. So the next library here is NumPy. NumPy is just from numerical data. So I created a variable. This is just basically variables of how you import the data. So the name of the file is actually a.csv. A.csv, that's the name of the file. So I gave a variable name to the file, which is train. So I named the a.csv as train. So there's also a place here called train.fill 0. So I filled all the empty cells with 0. It's actually non-conventional to fill it with 0. Most time people use. Hello, I can say something.
Yeah, someone's hand is up, so I just wanted to know if it's something crazy important to not ignore. Jonathan, okay, he's
I think
dropped.
Jonathan just spoke now. He just spoke now. Yeah, he said he has downloaded it.
Sorry, that was a mistake.
Okay, no problem, no problem. So if you guys have downloaded, you can just open this file. If you have an ID or Jupyter or something, you can just open this file. Let's just move along. So the next step is I'm trying to fill all the missing data. So I use 0 because we're just rushing through. On the norms, we're meant to use things like fill in data empty space with a median or a mean, but I just use 0 just because I'm trying to rush through. So train.shape means trying to get the shape of the data. So this one means it has 48,000 rows, 15 columns, right? So train info basically just gives you the information about the data. If it is an integer, if it's an object, basically. So train.describe gives you, it's just more like Power BI column profile. So this one gives you the count, mean, standard deviation, mean, marks, and everything. So tells you how many data are actually empty. So as you can see, most of them are actually 0. That means that's to tell you that all the data are filled up. There's no empty cell. You see the same thing with here. Seaborn basically just for visualizations, the visualization library. These are also visualization for empty cell. So now we'll do a little bit of feature engineering. So train info. So train.add gives you the first 5 rows of your data. So most of you might ask, what am I actually doing? So this data is actually an American census data. So what Americans are trying to do, are trying to determine how much a citizen gets by some certain criteria. So you can see there are basically different criteria. You can see first is the age, the work class. Some of them are working in private organizations, some of them are working in local governments, and so on. This one is not important. So the education background, you can tell, okay, why did they stop the education? This one's like 11th grade, HS, associates, some are masters and other things. Education number. I see the marital status. Some of them are never married. So all these features basically determines how much the person gets. Can see the occupation, relationship, race, that's African American, black or white, gender, male or female, capital gain, capital loss, power weak, and native. So these are basically, so all these features basically gives you the output. That's the outcome. So all of this determines if the person gain above $50,000 or gain below, is earning a salary of below $50,000. You get the idea behind that. So the next step here is just basically tail. So the tail basically gives the last 5 rows of your data. So what I did here, I actually did, normally I tried doing, there's something they call label encoder in machine learning. So I didn't want to do that because I don't want to waste time. So I just created a function that helps me convert all my integer into all my string, that's all my text data into string. So this is basically a function. On a normal situation, you'd have used scikit-learn label encoder to do that, or one auth encoder. But I just used SK. I just used the function. I just created a function that just converts it basically converts all my string into integer, because I don't start doing everything one after the other. So you can see now everything now has been converted to integer. Now if you notice from here, for this marital status, you can see married is spouse, widow, never married. But now you can see marital status now, that's converted it to basically integer. And I can see this one here is 3, 1. So 3 means something else. 1 means maybe never married or not. So just basically converts, because on the norms, normally machine learning doesn't work with text or string. It basically works with numbers. That's basically ones and zeros. You get. So we have to convert all this text into integer. That's just basically the idea behind this. So SN just basically this, we're still going to get more visualization. You're basically getting more visualization. Train info. You remember when I did the train info the first time, you see some place, you see integer, you see some object, but now everything now integer because I've converted all the data into integer. Yeah. So that next step now, I'll start dropping some unuseful data, unuseful column rather, sorry. So you can see this FN is not useful, so I actually just dropped it. So I just use train.drop. I dropped it. I didn't use it. So you can see that it's no longer in the data set anymore. So step 3 basically now is just wants to do more visualization. So I did some visualization. So one of the main tools for visualization in Python is matplotlib .py.plot. So it's actually very important tool for visualization in machine learning. That's in Python. Also, we have Seaborn. Seaborn also is very important. So we use both. So, but I preferable if you are going to something more visual, more design, you use more of Seaborn than using matplotlib. So I did some basic visualization. I was trying to compare, okay, by educational level now, trying to compare, okay, how many people add above 50K, how many people add below 50K. They are basically this they call this one stack column. Sorry about that. So they call that stack column. So the next step, if you keep going down, this is just the gender. You see the relationship. So this is a correlation matrix. So correlation matrix basically just gives you, it helps you know the best feature. If you're doing things like feature selection now, you use it more of a correlation matrix to know, okay, which, if you want to know the column to drop and the column not to drop, use more of correlation matrix in your data. So use more of correlation matrix in your data. So I will not really explain this because this one has to take more time. I'm trying to like rush because I have a lot to do today. So correlation matrix just gives you, if you're trying to like drop, okay, you want to know the best column that fits your data, and you want to know the one that you should remove. So you look at the correlation to know, okay, how good the relationship. So you can see that the center here, the diagonal here is 1. So anyone that relates to 1, anyone that is as close to 1, as a that means they're highly correlated. So anyone that is lower or lesser, that means they're not really correlated. So you can really always remove it. You get the idea behind that. So all what I was basically doing, I was just trying to save the data. I clean data. So after I've done that, you see a place I wrote train.cv to save. So basically I want to save the data. So this place there, it means I'm saving the data as it says before. So after I've run all my code, I'll just save the data here as a clean data. This is just because we're trying to get a clean data. So step 4, let me just show you some step 4. So step 4, basically we're trying to now do a little bit of machine learning now. So basically in machine learning, basically you have the input and you have the output. So it's just more like mathematics. Function of x gives you y. So function of f of x gives you y, the output. So you can see the x here now. The x here now is the np.array. That's the train drop. So the np basically is the x itself is basically all of the data except the input, because the income, sorry, is actually what's the hen. That's the output. That's the hex. You can see now the y is just basically only the input. So the y is actually, okay, with all the features, with all the educational background, with all the relationship status, with all the levels, occupation, and everything, what is the output? You get, so that's why the y is basically the output. That's the income itself. So I did a little bit of more features. So in this place here, I did from sklearn model. So I was basically trying to split the data into train and test. So in this place here means train test. That means I'm using 33% of the data for tests. I did a split CDS. CDS is basically more of like random. You're trying to like random. You're shuffling the data itself. You're trying to shuffle. So if you shuffle your data, it basically prevents things like overfitting your data. So I won't really go into the details about overfitting, because overfitting just basically has to do with to prevent hasty prediction. It's just when your data is predicting, it's not really confident, just making prediction based on existing knowledge and stuff like that. So for this data, I used what they call k-nearest neighbor. We call it KNN. It's actually the most easiest classification model to use in machine learning. KNN. The other one's like logistic regression. The other one like SVM. The other one's like things like what do you call it? Things like CAT boost, SG boost, other boost, LGM. But for this one, I'm using the KNN because I needed something very light because of time and everything. So after you've done your model, when you run and do everything, you have, so when I did everything, so I had an accuracy of 84%. But when I actually did this model real life, when I did stacking and other things, I had accuracy of 98 or so. But just for this particular project, so I have an accuracy of 84. So if you want to always increase your accuracy, you can always do things like stacking, embedding, and other things. Like you stack different models together, you just try doing hyperparameters, you start doing so many things. But for this class, we're not going to be doing that today. So that's just basically all. So what you guys will also do for me now, if you guys have opened this in your system, there's a place they call cell here. Just run all. There's a place you see run all. Just run all. So it will save your data for you. Just do that. So when you have done that, you should have something like this. Come in. When you've done that, come in, let me open my. When you've done that, you should have something like this. Open my. Just 1 minute. So when you've done that, you have something like this. This is actually a clean data now. This is a clean data. You have something like this in your data set. So the next thing, come on, minute. Let me use this one. So are you guys following? Hello?
Yes.
Okay,
I am.
okay. Okay, so when you've done that, you should have something like this. So the next step now is that you select all and press Ctrl T. So you convert it to a table. Press Ctrl T, convert it to a table. I've actually done it here. So when you press Ctrl T, you see the data was actually saved as a CSV file. So you have to convert it to an Excel file. So just go to File, go to Save As. So you now save it. Change it from CSV to. Normally it's going to be at CSV. It's going to be at CSV. So change it to Excel, and that's all. That's all. That's just step one. So we're done with step one. We have done our machine model. We have the clean data. This is the clean data we're actually looking for. So this is the clean data we have now. So the next step now is for those that have a Microsoft account. For those that have Microsoft account, you go to office.com. Let's go to microsoftoffice.com. This is microsoftoffice.com here. So if you're at microsoftoffice.com, you go to your SharePoint. So when you open your SharePoint, there are actually different things. So SharePoint basically you use it more for collaboration. If you're in organization that is just collaboration and everything. So but now for SharePoint now you can create your own personal site, which is create a site. You can create your own personal sites and everything. But I'm not creating any site. You can create a post. Well, I've already created my site here. I call it multi-level SharePoint. So if I click on this SharePoint here, I click on SharePoint here, I'll go to document library. For those that are following, go to document library. There's a place they call upload. So you just upload the file. So you have to upload the Excel file. Yes, so if I search for the file now, I go back. I go to some 1 minutes. Come here. I go to my okay. So the file I just cleaned is this. The name of the file is some of you might see another name there, but the name of the file is upload. The one I saved it, I was updated Excel. So when I click on it, I upload it. But I've actually uploaded it already. It's already here already. So that's step 2. After you've uploaded it, that's step 2. So next thing now, you open your Power BI now. So you're going to go to your Power BI now. That's the next step. So I'm open my Power BI. It's going to take some time. It's opening. It's opening. It's opening. So for those that with me that are following along, so we're going to get data now. So you say get data from another source. Just wait. Okay. So on the norms, you know that we uploaded the data into SharePoint, right? So if you search for SharePoint here, you can see there are different SharePoints here. You can see SharePoint for folder. You can see SharePoint online list. You can also see SharePoint list. But if you remember, we uploaded a specific file inside the SharePoint itself. We didn't upload a folder. So you get what I'm trying to say. So we need a specific file, but now SharePoint doesn't give you a specific file directly. So what you have to do now, because PowerBI doesn't give you a way to connect the specific file directly. So what you have to do now, you go back to your SharePoint. You can see this this file I uploaded. You'll click on it. Some of you, the name of the file might be clean XV. When you click on it, something like this open. This is your Excel online, right? So you come to open in desktop app. Open in desktop app. Oh, sorry, the file is actually open before. Let me just close this. Let me open it again. So I'll say you guys will still see the beauty of this, but it's still gonna take a little bit of time, but you still appreciate it more. Okay. Okay, now it has opened. So what I just did, I need a URL for this. So if I go to my file, if I go to info, I go to copy path. I've copied the path, and let me just open a text, a notepad. This is a new notepad. Let me just paste the URL. This URL here, right? So from here, now I don't need anything. This is the URL I need, the SharePoint URL, right? But I don't need anything. This from this question mark web, I just delete. I don't need all this part here. So I copy all. I go to my Power BI now. So my Power BI again. I get data from the web this time around. It's loading. So it's loading now. So I say get from web. Don't get from web this time around. I'm going to connect. So I'm going to paste that URL now. So this might take a little, because now it is trying to connect to SharePoint, so it might take a little bit of time now. So it's connecting. Just give it some minutes. Actually, the idea why I actually connected it to SharePoint is because of, just take for instance, now when you're always if you're always populating the data, you don't populate it. Most time people don't populate data locally, you just populate it on cloud, you get. So it's always better, like, okay, if it's populated on the cloud, things like SharePoint, things like OneDrive or other platform, you can easily connect. So as you're populating data, it's automatically updating your Power BI itself. So that's just basically that. So if I click here, I can always transform the data. I click on transform data. So it's going to open the Power Query editor for me and everything. So this Power Query editor and everything. But there's one thing I'm going to do for everyone. Because of this thing might actually take a bit of time because of I'm connected to SharePoint, so it might be slow. So what I'll do now, I'll cancel this. I'll connect directly to my Excel. But I don't know, for people that don't know how to connect to, for people that don't know how to connect to SharePoint, I just want to show you that's how you connect to SharePoint. So this time I'm going to connect from is that same file, update, right? I don't know, show you for guys that don't know how to connect to Excel, to SharePoint itself, but because it is going to take time, that's why I just want to just do to my Excel directly. So now this will pop out here, right? So the next thing now, I have to now start writing machine learning code for this now. So if you come to transform, you see there's a place to put Python, run Python script. So I'll click on run Python script for my transform by here, run Python script. So there's another file I sent to you people. So from that link I sent, there's another file there. That file is called, I'll open my Sublime text. The file is called your bzwebinar.python. Your bzwebinar.python. So you can open it in your either your ID, any ID you use, just open it down. So you take this and you connect, you copy all of this. Just copy. So I'm going to stop here. The first border, I'm going to stop at this first border. I'm going to copy all of this. But I don't start writing the code from the beginning again. I paste it here, right? For those that were in the first class, when I did explorative data analysis, you understand what I'm doing better. So if for most of you that might not understand what I'm doing, you can always go and watch the previous video. You can search your biz edge for explorative data analysis. I will lock this. So everyone, by default, your data is always saved in Python script as data set. Now you can see it. Yeah, you can see data set holds your input data for this script. So by default, your data is just saved as data set. So you can see everything here, right? All the same machine learning thing I did in Jupyter, I'm also repeating it here this time around. So I click OK. So now it's going to start running my script for me. So it might take a little bit of time. That's the reason why I actually don't want to connect to SharePoint, because because if I connect to SharePoint, it has to now start, the Python script has to start connecting to SharePoint, from SharePoint now start connecting to Power BI. It might take a lot of time. That's the reason I just connect it directly to my Excel. But for those that don't know how to connect to SharePoint, I just use that to just show you guys how to connect to SharePoint. So this will load. I need this. So it's loading. It's taking time. Why? Open. Sorry guys, still loading. Why is it taking time? So is anyone following me? Anyone following me?
And in case anyone has any question, so you can drop the question in
Okay,
chat.
yeah, sorry. So it has loaded now, right? So let me show you something. So if you guys are actually following, yours might not actually load, and I'll tell you why might not load. So you can, what actually happened now is that I did some lazy data analysis here right now. So if you come to file, you come to option here, come to option. So I'll open my option settings. If you go to your privacy, so if you go to your privacy here, by default, it's always usually at combined data according to each file privacy level. You get. So if yours is giving an error, if yours is giving error, it means that it is actually here. So what actually happens is that, okay, I have my query now from my Excel, right? I also have another query now at the same time from Python. So now I'm trying to mix both queries together. So it's going to cause a confliction of queries. So it's not going to accept it. So that's why I actually clicked on always ignore privacy level. But it's not actually a standard way of doing it. But I just clicked on because I don't want to start wasting time. Because if you want to overcome, you have to start writing things like macro codes and the rest. So let me open the file. So initially, I actually had issues with that, but there was a blog I read online by Ken Paul. So let me just show you the link to the book. So this is the book I read online. The blog I read online. So Ken Paul actually, I think, is also the same kind of issue. So this kind of issue. So for some of you, if you didn't do that ignore privacy level, something like this will pop out in yours. This error policy say it will tell you formula firewall, query purchase, and blah blah blah. Like the two queries cannot mix together. You get. So if you go down, you can use either macro. You can use like VM. If you go to the M language, you can use the M language. So you go to advanced editor for people that are very very good with M language to edit the directory and everything. Also, I also saw a video online also that also solved this, which also this one too. So people, you can actually go any of these two sources to solve the problem. So let me go back to my Power BI. Why it's taking time to load? Why? Let me just close. Let me see. It's taking time to load. I don't know why.
Are you on battery?
Am I on what?
Battery, laptop.
I'm charging.
Then check that your power battery performance, like that power piston, is on best performance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've increased it. If I connected to SharePoint, it would have taken forever. That's what I will do directly. Connect to SharePoint. I don't know why. So let us wait. Please. I'm not okay. I think it's coming up. Like, are you following? Are you doing it?
Okay, I'm watching you.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. Please load, please load, please load, please load. Okay. If this actually takes time, I'll just open the one I've done and just do it. Because we have to consider time and everything. Okay. Okay. I think I'll just have to. Okay. Please load. Okay. Tell me. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So if you go to the data now, if you notice something now, what I actually did now this time around was that the machine learning ID, you know that the accuracy was at 84% accuracy, right? So what I did now, before the previous data, I stopped at income, right? So I now added prediction. So I made prediction based on the model itself. That's based on the model I created using KNN. So the model now added it as a new column inside the data set itself. So now you can see prediction here. So the income is 0. It's predicted 0, right? And the probability also, I see the probability is also increasing. Let's see. Okay, let's see. You can see some, the probability is 1, some are 0. Let me check. I mean, probabilities are here. Okay, that much. Okay, just 1 minute. I'll look for it. Okay, now, okay, yeah, this is good. So now you can see that the income here is 1. That is above. If it's 1, that means 1 means above. 1 basically means above $50,000. So it's predicted 1 above $50,000. The probability, that means the confidence. Let's say the confidence is at 80%. I see other ones. I'm looking for the one that actually it got wrong. Okay, I see this one actually got something wrong. I see the actual data is showing what above the actual data is showing what above $50, right? But the model predicted what? Predicted it as below $50, and the probability is at 0.5. That's 40%. So that means you can see that it's actually getting some right, not getting some right. So let me go back to Power Query again. Let me just convert some things. So okay, I may come here. Let me just copy this. I'm going to drag this one here. Coming 1 minute. Okay. Python script. So I'm just trying to replace some data. Let me say if it is prediction. Okay, so I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to say if it is 0, you should replace it as less than $50K, right? So let me just copy this again. So I don't waste time. Just copy this again. Paste it here. Okay. So if it is 0, okay. So if it's 1, so if it is 1 now, if it's 0, if it is 1. So if it is 0, if it is 0 less than $50, if it is 1 greater than $50, right? So let me check. Okay, prediction. So let me just close and load. Okay. So let's see. So it's going to start loading again. So that means that wow, time is really going. I'm closing out my data. Okay, just 1 minute. Just start loading. Wow, it's gonna start loading. It's loading. Just give me time. Whoa. Please load. So for some of you that have Power BI online, so you can just go to your Power BI online. So if you go to your Power BI online, so what I keep plan doing is my workspace. Let me go to machine learning. So this is basically what I plan doing, but let's just see if this will load. Let's see if this will load. Okay, so it's loading. It's loading. Fast. It's taking time to load, man. Because I'm mixing queries now, so it's taking time to load. Wow. Just give it some minutes, please. Okay. Okay, please. Row 1, then row 2. Yeah. Oh, this didn't load well. I meant to click the table. I meant to open the table before I close data. So, okay, just 1 minute. 1 minute. I think I'll just have to open the normal. Just 1 minute. Let's cancel this. Let me open another. Let me also open the Power BI data. Then I did, so it won't waste time because of this is taking a lot of time. Okay, so just open. Okay, this one. Oh, it's taking time. Of queries and everything. Imagine if I've connected it to the SharePoint, it would have taken longer period of time. So let's just continue. Let me just open this one down. Okay. Why is slow today now? Okay. Okay, so look at this. So basically what I tried doing the other time, I tried converting the, we go to the table format, I tried converting the prediction now. It was 0 and 1. What I tried doing there was I tried converting all the zeros to less than $50,000, sorry, and all the ones will not be greater than $50,000. So after you've done that, let me just delete it. Okay, no need to delete it. Let me just delete this and delete the. Okay. So basically, so now, if you've let me delete this. Let me do it from scratch. So you guys is what I tried doing. So now this is our table here, right? So we have our table. We have the prediction. We have the income and everything now. So what I do now is, I'll go back to my sheet, my dashboard. I'll take a pie chart, right? So this is a pie chart now. I say, so for the prediction now, so I do count. So what I'm doing prediction now based on count. So now, if you notice now, the blue represents, just change the text. Okay, text. Sorry, data. Okay, just 1 minute. Data label. Let me change this to make it very bold. So what I actually try doing here now is that this is a prediction, right? This is a prediction. This is what the model predicted. So it predicted that, okay, 21.68% add above $50,000, right? I just predicted that 78.32% add below $50,000, right? So the next thing now, let me just create another pie chart here. So I'll now compare it with the actual, because this is the predicted, right? So I'll use the actual now to compare it if what you actually did is actually fair or not. So the actual should just be the income. I'll just make it the income. So that's the income. This is the income. This is the income. Let me give some count. It should be count, not some. So this count. So for the comment, data label, let me just change the text size to make it a little bit bold. Okay, So for the actual now, you can see that the actual predicted was 23.94%. So you can compare now. You can see that the 23.94% as above $50,000, right? It for this one yet predicted it as 21.6. So it's actually fair. It's not that bad, right? So the next thing I'll do now, I'll have to add like a flow. So there's a Microsoft now has a flow inside Power BI. So if I click on flow, first, okay, let me do the first thing. Remove first. What I need to do now is I'll save this, right? I'll save this. I'll now publish it into my worksheet. So I'll publish it into my workspace. Let me just replace it. Let me just replace it. So I'm replacing it. So it's publishing. Let's give it some minutes. Okay, done. So if I go to I come here now, I refresh now. You can see the flow trigger is no longer there, right? So the next thing I'll do now to add a trigger. That's a flow. That's Power Automate. I click on the Power Automate here, right? I go to edit. Let me just edit here. So I come here. Okay. It's going to load. So it's going to bring out some. So it's asking for the trigger. Now I just do an instant flow. I'll start. So you can also do your schedule kind of flow. So this is an instant flow. Let me create. Let's put refresh. Let's refresh. Data sets. So it's asking for the workspace now. The workspace should be my workspace. The data should be, yeah, it should be this, yeah, machine learning. I think that's all. Save. You can see that's why I have to first publish the data first into my workspace on Power BI Online. So I save and apply. Okay, so I go back, right? Let me just drag this down. So I'm drag it down here. Let me make it smaller. Let me make it smaller. It's okay. Let me just save it. After saving, I'll publish again. Same my workspace. I click OK, replace. Okay. So it's publishing now. So it has done that. So let me go back to my Power BI Online. I will refresh now, right? Refresh. So if you go to your Power BI here, my workspace, there's a place that you see the data. This is the dashboard. This is the database here, right? So you just come to settings. So you have to do some settings. So most of you, I don't know if you have heard about schedule refresh. So there's something they call gateway connection in Power BI Online. So this just basically has to do with on-premise and gateway and getting data from an internal source. So most of you here, you might have if you come to your settings, you might have not configured correctly, right? So you come to your download gateway. It's a place you see download gateway here. Download gateway here from Power BI. So it will pop up this for you. So there are two types. So there's the standard type. This is the one. So if you're going to download the standard type, that's if you have admin control of your data in your organization, you can always use the standard type. But if you don't have admin control, I will advise to download personal mode, because that's the one I actually use. So it's almost like, I think it's 300 and something MB worth of data, 300 and something worth of data. So after that, the next thing, when you've downloaded it, you can see that personal gateway, all this personal gateway is working perfectly well, right? So now what I need to do now, I come back to my workspace, I go back to my dashboard. So whenever I click on a trigger, all this is meant to change. You get all this is meant to change. So let me go back to this my data. Yeah, this is my data here. So if let me just add some few. Let me add some few data. This, go to the last row from here, enter. So I've entered the new values here, right? I'm going to save. I'm going to go to my Excel. So if I click on refresh here, right? Okay, man, this is taking lots of time today. I don't know what's happening. Oh man, this is so slow. Okay, still refreshing. Wow. Okay, I'm meant to see some changes now. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why is this slow tonight? It was fast this morning when I tried it. Okay, it's just going to refresh. Okay. Okay, do you know what I should do now? Michael. Hello, Michael.
Yes.
What do you suggest I do right now? Because it is actually very slow. I don't know why it's very, very slow.
Are you to where we want to go? Get to.
What I say?
How close are we to where we are supposed to get to, like the end?
Well, I don't say we're very far behind. We're far behind. Actually, we're very, very far behind. Very, very, very far. Or let me just show you another. Okay, let me show what I'm trying to achieve with this. Let me see. There's a data I called this data now. You can see this data here, pivot analysis, right? If I open my work space, pivot trigger here, right? You can see these are all the products here, right? These are all the different products here, right? So let's say, for instance, now I want to add another product to this side here. So actually, let's say from here, let's say I want to add another product as 5001. This one, let's say pepper soup. So let's say 10K. Let's say 20. Let's say 945. 945, that's all. If I save this, if I go to my trigger, if I trigger this now, that's what should happen now. If I trigger this, if I refresh this, I should see pepper soup somewhere. Is there anything like pepper soup? Wait, let me check my settings for trigger data. Okay. I don't know why. I'm meant to see pepper soup somewhere. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Where? Let me trigger this again. Okay, let me refresh. Okay, yeah. So this pepper soup here, you can see what I actually did here now is showing. I don't know why I think it's actually slow. So what I did here now that what I was actually trying to achieve today was whenever the model is, if I add more model, if I add more data to the model itself, when I press a trigger, the thing now starts, it thing will run all the AI model entirely again, and now starts giving you accuracy based on the new data. But since it's not really working fast, that's why I also can just add. Let us do another example. So what I did now, I added a new data, which is pepper soup here, right? So I don't need to start doing all the things all over again. I just come here and I click on trigger. So when it triggers for my Power BI online, you can see pepper soup is showing over here now. Let me try another product again. Let me say a black soap, let's say 50, let's say 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock. So I think it's cool. Now you should be expecting black soup at how much? 5 million. So it should be under 5. You should be expecting black soup, right? So if I trigger my flow now, so just triggered. But I don't know, most times you have to always click on the refresh button for Power BI. I don't know why it doesn't refresh on time. Okay, yeah. So black soup now is showing here now. As you can see, so that's actually what I was trying to achieve today. But since Power BI is not really my side today, so this is basically what I was trying to achieve today. So Michael, I think I'm done.
Okay.
So I'll stop sharing my screen.
Okay. So thanks, and it's not a small one actually.
I was trying to use different
So I don't
scenarios.
have questions from people in the house. So questions from anyone? Maybe you are getting some ideas of what you might want to use this for, and you just want to bounce it off the speaker, like, okay, will it work for this kind of scenario? Or just any aspect of what it did that you want to ask a question around. So, hey, Madam Falashadi, I see you in. You even joined also the Excel, so she was making comments when you say it was slow. That it could be that because you have so many things running at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, so if no question, then I think we go straight to our prize giving, we like to call it ceremony now, or competition. So yeah, if I say fine. Temidayo, do you want to ask a question, and then the first person to answer it correctly in the chat box comes with me now.
Okay, if everyone can just list all the software I use, all the platform I used, I think that's enough. You can list as many software I used. Now you went through different process, so if you can list anyone, like as many as possible.
Okay, so all the software you saw him go through, you went to this one, you went to that one. I don't want to give you tips. So the person who can list the most number kind of gets the prize, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so what are the tools you used? Yeah, so just type in the chat box and then we pick the winner. And in case you want to know what the prize is, let me show you what stand to win. So from our sponsor, stand to win a full course, like the entire bouquet of their product for Power BI, which goes for about 500 and something per year, dollars per year. You are getting a permanent uh, lifetime access. So that's something. Enterprise DNA. So I see nobody has answered. Okay, so going one, going two, one answer has come in. I can see from Madam Falashade an answer.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe we just, what do you think? I don't know that
Because
person.
I went through many parts. That's why. Oh God. Anyone?
All right. So I think maybe we just give it to her. She's mentioned quite a lot. I don't even, the only thing I know you went to above beyond this was when you opened the book. She has even added SharePoint, and I know you opened one other, was it Visual Studio Code to use to.
Sublime text,
Like,
Python.
so I think our winner is definitely Madam Folashade. So, Madam Folashade, congratulations. And to claim your prize, please email us. Please email us at, it's a very, let me just say, it's a perfect timing for you. So, hopefully now that activity have not reached the one that want to cut your neck, you'll be able to, because a lot of content, let me just show some of us who might not be aware of what enterprise DNA is making available, so that maybe when you see it for yourself, you know that something that you'll be happy that you are getting. So you are getting all of this. Let's see where the costs are being spent altogether. I don't want to log into my own account. I want you to see. But anyway, you are getting access to the Power BI course, the analysis of, maybe if I show you here how much they charge, you see that they've been very generous to provide one person from our webinar every week this gift. So thank you very, very much. And please, we want you to share your feedback. So I'm going to put in the chat box. So once again, congratulations, Folashade. You are our special winner today. Please add the link for our feedback form. Do you have the link to that our feedback? It's not on this slide. I have it on another slide, and I don't have it on. Just see. I think just quickly.
Oh, let me send to you. I can't chat at the moment.
Feedback and suggestions and whatever you think we should improve on. Okay. We'll be very glad to get your feedback. So thank you very much and congratulations to our winner. Once you send the email, we'll then work on it to get Enterprise to provision your access for you. So thank you very much to everyone. Have a very pleasant week ahead. Thank you, Temidayo, for the very should I say like eye-opening and also very deep, rich presentation you've done. I think some people found it a bit above their level. I noticed some people are struggling to catch up, but that's the benefit of the video recording. You can always watch it, so at your pace, you pause, you all of that. So YouTube to catch up on the previous sessions and even this one that will be on YouTube by tomorrow. I think let me just also get you the link. And then that way for past sessions record. So thank you very, very much and bye-bye. Have a very pleasant week ahead. All the best. Thank you, David.